I thought moving to a new city would change my life, and it absolutely did not. I thought it would do a complete 180. I'd be living my dream life just by leaving my hometown and moving to a brand new city, and none of that happened. I thought, yes, of course I'd miss my friends, but we'd stay in contact and I would make this new group of friends who would meet my old group of friends. I thought I would fall in love. I thought I would quit my job and start a dope YouTube channel. And all of that is sort of really embarrassing to admit on camera, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I did think all of that would happen within the first 6 months of me moving to a brand new city. But no, that did not happen. And the fact that it didn't happen reminds me of this quote that says, wherever you go, there you are. This move to a new city and the fact that I have made changes, let's not get it twisted. My life has changed in some way. I just thought it would do a complete 180. But the fact of the matter is that you have to be intentional about your life regardless of the situation. Whether I stayed in New York City or whether I moved to London, I have to be intentional about who I am if I want certain things in my life. So if I thought I was gonna find the love of my life, I have to be intentional about that. I can't just move to a new apartment in London and be like, okay, where is he? That's not really how it works. I can't think I'm gonna come here and find my thriving community and still be a introverted homebody. I can't think I'm going to quit my job and create a business and or create a thriving YouTube channel and not post on YouTube. Literally not how it works. What I realize is that the move is not the key. Like, your life isn't going to change solely from a move unless you do it intentionally. Unless before the move you already know that you're gonna hit the ground and you are going to be coming up with the systems and habits that you need to post on YouTube consistently. Unless you hit the ground and you already figure out that you're going to go to 2 or 3 events a week to meet your people, to create your tribe, you have to be really intentional about your life. And that includes if you're making, once you pack up and you ship your things to your new place, you are going to have this spark, you're gonna have this energy. And yes, you'll make some shifts, you'll make some changes. You are going to be looking at the world differently because you'll be in a different part of the world. But you also have to take a look at your patterns. You have to also take a look at your thoughts and your identity. And you have to shift that as well when you're making this move, when you're making a move to a new city. For some people, I think it is really possible that move alone just shifts something in them. I think that happens to a lot of people when they move to New York, and that's why so many people flock to that city. There's just an energy there. You're around a different kind of community than I think most people are from when they move to New York. Like, say someone is moving from the Midwest to New York City, that's probably jarring. You have to change as a person. But I'm moving from New York City, and I sort of chose London because it reminded me of New York. It wasn't really the kind of city that pushed me, that was really gonna force me into what I want. Because if there's any city that's gonna do that, honestly, it's probably New York City. But I did think that London would give me the space to create the life that I wanted, if that makes sense. I didn't think it would push me towards the changes that I wanted in my life, but I thought it would give me the space for the changes that I want in my life. And it has given me that, but at the end of the day, intention is still required to make that change. If you're about to make a move to a new city and you're thinking that it's gonna change your life, it can. I genuinely think it can, but I do think you have to have intention behind it. If I had to do this over, I would write down everything I wanted to create the minute I landed in this city. Then I would set down monthly goals, just one mini goal for each thing that I wanted. I would write down one mini goal that I would try to attain monthly. I think I just landed in London and I was just like, all right. I did try, in the beginning I did try. I went to a lot of events that cater to making new friendships. I started dating a bit more intentionally. I think I tried to post on YouTube when I first got here, and a lot of that just faltered away because, again, wherever you go, there you are. It wasn't the move that I needed to focus on. I needed to focus on what was going on internally. Like, what was stopping me from posting on YouTube consistently? What is stopping me from wanting to leave my home more often? Don't get me wrong, I do. More often to go meet and interact with people. That is the key and the core to changing your life when you move to a city. Yes, the move is a part of it, because when you land somewhere new, there is going to be something, there's going to be a new energy within you, but to hold on to that new energy and to actually make use of it, you have to be really intentional about what your plans are when you land in your new city. So I would definitely recommend writing down what you want to change in your life once you make that move, writing out how you plan to do that. If you can get an accountability buddy to help you along that journey, and keeping that vision front and center. For me personally, I get washed away with mundane things, like just showing up for work. I go to work ends, and then I look up and the day is over and I didn't take a single step towards this life that I wanted to create in this new city. I would say if I had this life that I intentionally set before moving, if I had it just visually out in front of me, whether it was like written out on paper or in the form of a vision board, it would have been more likely that my life would have actually changed from moving. With all of that said, my life did change in some way. I obviously would be in a completely different life path if I stayed in New York City. I definitely think I needed to move, but I also realized that before I moved, it would have been so helpful to be super intentional about what the life I wanted was when I got here. I knew what it was in my mind, but I needed to make it, but I wish I had made it more concrete so that it would have pushed me a little bit more to creating that life. I thought moving to the city alone would handle it, but I needed to handle it. Outside of making the move happen, I also needed to be taking a bit more action. I realize that now, and I will be taking a bit more action this coming year to make sure that this move does actually change my life, even though I'm a year into it. It's never too late. I'm still technically in a new city and I will make the most of it. If you're about to make a move and you're doing it and you're hoping that it will change you, it can, and I'm sure it will, because this move, even though it hasn't changed me in the way that I intended it to, has changed me. If you're about to make a move, it will change you in some way, shape, or form. If you think it's gonna make a 180 to your life, it can, but you have to be really intentional about it. I guess this video is just a disclaimer for any people who are moving to a new city, hoping that it will just do a complete 180 on their life. It can, and I really hope it does and will. If you already have done that and it has done a 180 in your life, please share that story. I love hearing other people's stories, but just sharing my story about how it's so important to be intentional. Regardless of where you are in life, it's so important to be intentional, and I do wish I was a bit more intentional with my move, but I'm still grateful that I have more time in this new city to take what I've learned in the last year and make it into the life I thought I would have. Okay, if you're moving to a new city, best of luck, and I hope it all goes the way that you want it to. I hope it does change your life in the way that you want it to, and that's that on that. Bye.